What up YouTube? This video was taken on this Monday night, January 22nd, 2024. Time right now is 7:19 p.m. And I thought I would do a little video talking about my footwear. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I did one video previously talking about trying to find good shoes for work. And I liked looking back on that video and hearing what I had to say back then. And I'm real particular about my footwear. And I was looking around and noticed that for a guy, I have a ton of shoes, but I promise that I have a particular reason for why I have every shoe. So I thought I would just go around and kind of talk about that, kind of convey my thoughts. And another reason I thought I would do this is because there's been a big push lately on barefoot shoes. Like I've been bombarded with ads all over the place to buy barefoot shoes, and I did watch a YouTube video about barefoot shoes. And I wasn't, like I said, I'm real particular about my footwear already. And I kind of wonder if the shoes that I pick out the shoes because I secretly like more of a flat foot, barefoot style. But, you know, I just know what I like and I don't want to change. I proved them. So I might like barefoot shoes better, I might not, but I know what I like, so I'm gonna keep on what I like.
You see, I found what I like. Now, I may like the Hanes better, I may like something else better, but I know I've proved the jockey t-shirt.
So I thought I would just explain all that. First off, I want to start this video by saying the best shoes ever made are these Adidas Dragons. Now, typically when I try to find shoes, I try to find them for a good deal, and that's what one of the main factors of me making a decision on buying a shoe is if I can find it for a deal, because you just end up wearing out shoes anyway. And at the time when I lived in an apartment complex, right down the street was this outlet mall, but it wasn't like a real outlet mall because it was kind of catered to Brazilians who think anything in America is a lot cheaper than what they have. So even though it was an outlet mall, everything was pretty much full price. But they did have an Adidas store, and I would go through it, walk through it, and they would have like this wall of true outlet. It was like a true outlet wall where they actually had things extremely cheap. And I found a pair of Adidas Dragons. They were literally like maybe $10 or $15. They were orange, so they were kind of stood out. They were orange and blue, I think. And I just decided so anyway, I put them on my feet and I started walking around, and they're totally different than anything I ever walked on before, because it's like more like a track style shoe, I guess you would say. I don't know what you would call it, like really thin sole. And I was like, man, these are comfortable. So I bought them and I fell in love with them. And and that was my primary shoe. I was going to only wear Adidas Dragons for then on, but they stopped making them. So I did hoard quite a few pairs, and I'm down to 3 pairs now. I have this pair here that I wear, and I have a white pair that I found used, which I don't like the way they look, but I was able to get a hold of it. And I have a brand new black pair in the box. And yeah, so I do like wearing these Dragons, but I try to, ever since they stopped making them, I kind of tried to limit my use for them. But if I'm going somewhere where I'm just gonna go for a walk, and I don't think I'm gonna tear them up or get them dirty, I'll wear my Adidas Dragons. So after the writing was on the wall about the Adidas Dragons, and I knew that I probably needed to transition eventually, I ended up kind of transitioning into buying, like I said, I would buy whatever was on sale, and I ended up buying Adidas Samba, and I liked that. I thought it was a good shoe. And then I ended up buying this shoe because it was on sale. It was a Campus Advantage, and I actually liked this shoe a lot better than the Sambas. But I ended up wearing it out, and then this is really worn out because after I wore this one out, this turned into my lawn care shoe. So because when you do lawn care, your shoes get even more dirtier than normal. So I will wear this exclusively for lawn care. But as you can see, I can't even wear it anymore because it's not walkable. I mean, I guess I could shoe glue it, but this one is way past being shoe glued, in my opinion. Oh yeah, for the record, this pair of Adidas Dragons, I had to shoe glue it because it came apart. I don't know if it's because it got dry rotted because how old it is. I don't know how old these shoes are anymore. And I think I bought this one used, like it was previously worn, if that makes, but it wasn't like, it wasn't totally worn out, I think. Yeah, I think I got this one used. And the other one I have is, like I said, still brand new in the box. So I wanted to reorder these again when this one worn out, and of course they stopped making it. It's like the story of my life. The shoes I like, they stopped making. So I just bought a pair of Sambas on, and like I said, I tried to get a good deal. So I looked it up. And so when I couldn't find those campus shoes, I went back to the Samba. And the Samba I had before was like, it didn't have this tongue. So this Samba, I guess, is made for indoor soccer. It was like the non-indoor soccer Samba. And at the time, I couldn't find that. So I found this, and I bought this off of, what is it, Poshmark? And I bought this December 2021. And this has been this is my actual go-to shoe, you know, when I'm just leaving the house and I'm not really thinking about it, I put this shoe on. One weird thing that happened to this, and it happened to both the left and right foot, is this back heel part internally got bent in. And this happened like shortly after I started wearing these shoes. It got bent in, and you can't pull it out. Like I successfully pulled it out once, but then it stopped, and it made it feel weird on the back of your heel. And I guess that's from slipping them on and off. So that's the one thing that I really didn't like about these shoes. But like I said, I've had these shoes since December 2021, so had them 2 years. And they're pretty much getting to the point where they're kind of shot. So what I'm going to do is, these are going to be my new lawn care shoes. And I'm going to throw those other ones away. So what I ended up deciding to do is I was like, well, I want to get a Samba again. So on Amazon, so this is the cheapest Samba I could get. It has this gray here because this one they're vegans. So that means that I guess they're made out of all synthetic material, which I'm not into that mindset, but I thought I would. Like I said, I only bought this one because it was the cheapest one. But I did like this one, even though it was the cheapest one. It has more of a traditional tongue. And then you see how, hopefully I don't end up bending this in. Because like I said, that was kind of, when it first got bent in, it was kind of discomfortable. And then it ended up, like I said, it didn't bother me after a while. So this is brand new. It hasn't even been on my foot yet. And for Adidas shoes, I buy size 12. I always buy a little bigger, and I don't know if I do that because of the toe box. You know, when I was looking up that barefoot shoe stuff, they talk about your toes being cramped, and I think maybe I always buy a size 12 because of the toe box, because I could probably fit in an 11 and a half, but definitely my toes would be cramped in, so I always just buy size 12 for Adidas. And then moving on, oh yeah, I'll show you this. So I needed like a church shoe because what ends up happening is it seems like I always get my shoes dirty. So I wanted more of a stylish shoe for church, and I had several people tell me, hey, don't wear tennis shoes to church. And when I bought this shoe, I thought it was more like dressy because of the way it was. But I thought I would give these a try. These are Pumbas, which Pumba and Adidas, they were brothers or something. And so this is pretty much Pumba's Samba, pretty much. And so when people tell me that I need to get dress shoes for church, I say, well, these are my church shoes because I only wear these to church That way they don't get dirty on the outside. But I forgot how, I should have looked up, I'll put it in the video when I bought these. Well, yeah, these are Sunday only shoes. And looking at them now, they look kind of worn, but they're still in good shape. But moving on to another category, I've been getting into running. So I bought generic $50 Asics when I first started running. And I had them for like 2 years, but that included me stopping a little bit for running in there. And before that, long time ago when I was in my apartment, I started running, and I went to that same outlet store and I bought these Nike running shoes at the outlet store. When I started running again recently after 2020, I decided to get into shape and start running. Those shoes, as soon as I started running in them, the Nikes, at that point they were like, 5, 6, 7 years old. They literally, after the first run, they disintegrated off my feet. I guess shoes get dry rotted after a while. So then after that, I bought generic $50 Asics, and they were fine for running. But I guess when I started running more, I had those for like 2 years, like I said. One day, all of a sudden, I started heel striking real hard. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was thinking to myself, I haven't had problems with heel striking. So I figured, I was looking at my shoes and was like, well, maybe they're kind of worn out. So I just Google searched like best running shoe, and I got these Brooks Ghost 5. And like I said, this color was on sale on Amazon. So, that's why I bought this color. And they've been good. With running shoes, so these are 11.5. So in running shoes, I do get 11.5 so I get a tighter shoe so my toes don't bounce around. And to tell you the truth, when I was running in those Asics and I first started running, I lost my big toenail. It just fell off. But ever since, it grew back fine. There wasn't any problem with the toe bed. I was afraid of that the toe bed was damaged. Grew back fine, and I never lost a toenail again. But in hindsight, I wish, since I'm taking running more seriously, the more I get into it, I wish I would have went to a running store and had them fit me with a running shoe. So when these are worn out, that's what I'm going to do next, is go to a running store and see what they tell me to run with. Although I watched a YouTube video of a guy in New York, and he was going to different running stores to have them suggest a shoe for him. And like 3 of the running stores had the same machine that like scans your feet. And even though they use the same machine that scans your feet, all 3 stores came up with a different prognosis of what was wrong with his feet and what kind of shoe he should have worn. So that was kind of insight that maybe some of the stuff that they feed you is, they're just feeding you marketing things instead of truth. That's always kind of the hard thing to discern when it comes to stuff like this. That's why I don't like changing. When I find something that works, I prove something. I don't like changing it up. And then finally, the reason why I kind of made this video to begin with is because I have a video previously talking about work shoes. At the time, I was talking about how I was real disappointed in Red Wing shoes, because I bought these Red Wing shoes that weren't made in America, and they didn't last me a year. And when you're spending a ton of money on Red Wings, you need to get more than a year out of them. And then I have this, it was like a memory that I don't remember, but in the comments of that video, so in that video, if you watch that video, I ended up finding a shoe that was made in America. And in the comments of the video, someone asked me how it held up. And I put in the comments that I used that shoe for 4 years, which that's like a memory that I have suppressed. Like, I don't remember using that shoe for 4 years. But ever since then, I kind of made the decision that Red Wings weren't worth the premium price. So I've been going back and forth with different shoes and really haven't settled in a shoe that I liked. And then last year I was at work, and we have different crews at work, and I noticed this one crew, the whole crew was wearing this shoe. And at the time I was wearing these, I did find a shoe that I kind of liked. It was a Caterpillar shoe, but it was actual steel toe compared to composite toe, and I forgot how heavy steel toes were. When you're not used to wearing a steel toe, when you put one on, they're really heavy. But other than that, they were really good shoes, but they were starting to hurt my feet because I was overusing them. So I saw these guys were wearing all these shoes, and I asked them, hey, what's up with that shoe? And they said they bought these shoes off of Amazon dirt cheap, and they're just China shoes. And they're composite toe. And they said that they were wearing them. One guy said he wore his for over a year and it was still in good shape. But the insoles were like crap. The insoles were like real soft foam. So they recommended me getting Dr. Scholl's insoles and putting them in the shoe. And they said that way you have a real good work shoe, and then they're comfortable with the insoles. And they were right. This shoe is extremely light. And like I said, they were right. But by the time you get the insoles in the shoe, you already have like $60 into the shoe. And I bought these shoes March of 2023, and I used them well beyond their use. And I told the one guy, he was still wearing, so the guy told me, this is just the other month, I told him about how, yeah, I wore my shoe out and he get new shoes. And he said that he was still wearing the same pair that he was wearing when he told me to buy them. So I don't know if I dragged my feet or if I overused my shoe. The only difference is where I work compared to where they work is I work with a lot of hydraulic fluid. So once you get hydraulic fluid on the floor, it gets on your sole. So I don't know if that disintegrated the sole. But yeah, this got real bad. And last week we had a real rainy week. And when I was walking into work, everything was getting real wet because it was coming up through the sole. So I was like, I need to get new shoes. But I didn't want to get these again since they didn't even last me a year. Like I said, I bought these in March. So these didn't even last me a year. So I was searching on Amazon, and I got these on sale for $50. I've been meaning to try Skechers for a long time, and I just never have. So I got these Skechers, and they have like a memory foam. And I've only worn these one day. I wore them last night. And I had like Frankenstein foot, I call it, which is something that I have a lot when I get new work shoes. I just feel like they're real big and clunky, like I'm Frankenstein or something, because they don't bend and something or else. But the thing is, like with the Red Wings would really hurt my feet for the first month or so when you're trying to break them in. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to get Red Wings again. I did look at Red Wings again, but they're like up to $180 now, so I didn't think it was worth it. So this was $50, got 11.5 again. I was going back and forth on what size I should get, so I actually went to Walmart, looked at their cheap steel toe work shoes, and I tried on different sizes, and 11.5 was the one where I didn't feel like my toes were crunched in on that toe box. That's something, ever since I watched that barefoot video, that's something that I've been paying attention to. But I think before watching that barefoot video, that was something I valued based off like the shoe sizes I always picked. So anyway, yeah, I wore these one night, and we'll see how long these last. I do like to try to get 1 year out of my work shoes. But like I said, I paid $50 for these. But like I said, it really blew my mind when I put in the comments that the way I put in the comment, I said I wore those shoes for 4 years, but I probably should have retired them 6 months sooner. But in that case, paying the premium for a Red Wing shoe was worth it for 4 years. But it's hard to know how well a shoe's going to work. So if I get like it's real preliminary on this shoe, but if I get a year out of this shoe, I'll probably try to buy these shoes. Although my luck, a year from now when I go to buy these shoes, they're going to quit making them. That's like my luck with shoes. That's one of the reasons why I decided to switch to Sambas, was because Adidas always makes a Samba. So that was my rant on shoes. I don't know if it was interesting or not. Like I said, I like making these types of videos so like 4 years from now, I can watch back and figure out what my mindset was about a particular subject. And this subject is my footwear. So if you made it this long, I really don't know what to say to you. But thanks for watching.